Hello, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a long week here in Texas. We are still on a water boil, but do thankfully have power and heat and everything else. And most of our friends and family at this point have gotten it back, so we don't have anyone coming in needing to use our shower or needing a hot meal cooked. So, you know what? My brain is just done. And I figured there was no better time than now to finally download TikTok. Haley over at Haley Creates is actually the person who finally convinced me that I needed to check TikTok out. I've seen a couple people using Instagram Reels, and then when they'd upload them, it was actually their TikTok, so they were posting them multiple places, and I was like, you know what? It's just time. So I should say I already downloaded this a couple days ago. Oh, hey, look, it's Haley!
Write or
I figured it would be fun to check out what kind of writing advice TikTok had, because you can search categories, as it turns out. So I'm gonna search. There's writing tips, writing hacks, writing prompts, writing TikTok, writing a book, writing aesthetic, writing essays, writing inspiration. Writing is not that easy with animal. I feel this strongly. But I wanted to see writing tips and just kind of see what TikTok is saying. Actually, I want to see all of these, to be honest. What's writing? You know what? We're going to check writing hacks. I totally lied. What's a writing hack? Top. Oh.
This is how you make any essay longer. So if you're right under that word limit, here's some things you could do. Change now to at this present time. Change we see to looking from both.
No. I totally get that teachers have like word count limits and page limits, and you know, that was never my favorite thing either. If I could effectively communicate in a short amount of words exactly what I'm trying to say, like, shouldn't that be the goal? Like, I don't need to fluff this up. However, I tried to fluff up best I could with just like additional resources and information instead of just making it sound long. I guess you do what you gotta do. Justice the tutor.
Alternatives for the most overused words in writing.
Give me something for
Hopefully
Jess.
this is helpful for anybody who's writing an essay, taking
Jess.
some sort of writing class. I hope this is helpful. Instead of interesting, try noteworthy, thought-provoking, fascinating, captivating, gripping, engaging. Instead of beautiful, try striking, stunning, magnificent, radiant, dazzling. Instead of good, try acceptable, positive, first-rate, notable, stellar, favorable.
You know what? I appreciate that. Alternatively, also just like pull up the thesaurus and have it on the other screen, or just pull it up in another tab. But I do like that. Spice it up a little bit, you know, make it a little bit more fun and interesting.
Instead of interesting, try noteworthy, thought-provoking, fascinating, captivating, gripping.
More captivating to read. I am noticing as I scroll that like a lot of these are how to write an essay hacks. I guess perhaps unsurprisingly, because it's more younger users on TikTok, like the way it skews compared to other social media, there would be more people writing essays. But I don't want essay writing tips, so let's not do that. How do I? Writing a book is probably what I want to do. Writing a book, okay. I'm 14 and I'm writing a book. Here are my main character's aesthetics. This also makes sense why aesthetics would be big on here, which I've seen a lot of. Let's see. Protecting myself from copyright claims. I do love that more than a mood board, you can also include the song choice as part of the aesthetic. Like, that's a level up that I appreciate. And I personally find the TikTok version of this a lot more engaging than like the long YouTube version that we used to have people doing their like aesthetic mood boards for their stories. So I'm into it. How to write a book. That's what I want to know.
I've written 12 books, and today I'm going to teach you how to write your own.
Please.
First, you need to have an idea. Second, time for research. Then, it's time to make an outline. Then, spend 4 months writing a bad first draft. Facepalm. Then you add a draft 2, 3, 4, 5, until the final draft. Congrats, you wrote a book. Hey.
I mean, that is definitely the process. That's not tips, but that is how it feels. I would have included like ever so slightly more despair and drinking. But also laughing at your own story. I feel like that's a big part of writing a book. This looks cool.
So I finally wrote my first book, and this is how.
This is insane.
I used this very complicated system to storyboard that no one really seems to understand but me. But I wanted to walk you guys through it because I'm about to start storyboarding a new book on this wall.
Girl, how many walls do you have?
I'm honestly shocked at how well that sticky note system worked for my last book. So this time I'm gonna...
how do I go to someone's profile on here? Does she have like an Instagram? How many times have you posted around the wall? Is this possible? Oh, she does have an Instagram. How do I find this? Where's your wall, girl? Wall. You know what? I don't think you could overpost the wall, honestly. Oh, this is cool. I do like the time lapse. Okay, back to TikTok.
My first book.
I definitely see how you could easily go down the rabbit hole. Like, words to describe eyes.
Protecting myself from copyright claims. Do, 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 do.
Well, that's cute. What other writing things are there? Just writing TikTok? What is that? What people think writing book. Oh,
What
it's this
people
girl
think writing a book looks like.
who's written like 15 books. That,
What
yeah.
writing
that
a
is-
book really looks like.
Oh, it could be both. Writing tips from Stephen King. I've read his book.
Here's my favorite writing tip from Stephen
This
King.
is this girl again.
Show,
How do I follow
don't
her?
tell. Here's the difference.
I will follow you. So I know what I'm doing.
She opened the door. Boring. Versus her shaking hand twisted the doorknob, letting out a loud crack. See, showing is always better than telling. Here's my favorite.
I like it.
Hey guys, ever since I announced on this channel that I am an author, I've gotten a lot of requests for writing tips, so let's try that out. My number one favorite tip for new writers is this: make an outline. Now here on this extremely accurate representation of the United States, you'll see that I live in Orlando. Let's say I wanted to get to LA. Well, what if I tried doing that without a map? I would just get all kinds of lost and...
Okay, but excuse me, that's part of the adventure, okay?
And your outline can change as you write. That's the best part, but at least you'll know that you have a beginning, middle, and end. You're way less likely to write yourself into a corner, and you're actually way more likely to actually finish writing your story. So do you want more writing tips? Let me know in the comments.
Yes, I do want more writing tips. Got grammar lessons. I mean, does it truly have it all? Words to use instead of said. I mean, I'm on the use said train since we were talking about Stephen King in the other TikTok. I love the said rule. I do think it's fun to occasionally mix it up. But for the most part, said's the way to go, I think, personally. Because your eyes really do just kind of float over it, and I think the strength of the story is carried through other words and descriptions and the actions and what you're doing. But you know, sometimes you do need some of these. How easy is this? Mix of hand lettering and print. What?
Another custom order. So this customer wanted Snuggle Zone on this sign. This is my 12 by 24 wood sign, and she wanted a mix of hand lettering and print. So
How do some people have such pretty handwriting? How is this a thing? Why do I have the dexterity of a toddler? I thought that journaling every day was gonna make my handwriting better. And while it no longer hurts to write more than a page, my handwriting is just as poor as it always is. In fact, I think because my thoughts come so quick sometimes too, I'm like, I need to get this down before I forget because I'm kind of sleepy. Oh, it's bad. It's so bad. I could never. How to write a good fantasy. I'm writing fantasy.
Protecting myself from copyright claims. Do, 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 do.
Built an intriguing world. I mean, yeah, this feels a lot like teaching someone how to ride a bicycle, and you just tell them, well, put the bicycle up, step over it, sit on the thing, and then pedal. And it's like, yes, that is how you ride a bike, but I don't know if any of y'all have tried to teach someone how to ride a bicycle. It's kind of hard your first several times. Like, there's a lot of balance you have to learn and like a confidence you have to build, and I feel like those instructions are being left out. Yes, how to write a good fantasy. Build an intriguing, like, yeah. But how do you do that part though? Like, you know, I feel like I scrolled too far and then it was like giving someone relationship advice. You can see I have 3 people I'm following now. I have 1 follower, it's Haley. I have now created a video and I have liked 5 videos in total. Oh, I didn't even like any of the writing ones. What am I doing? But all right. Go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. I think that is it for me. Yes, hi Zelda. Oh, did you make it up into my lap? Oh, good job. Good job, Zelda baby. Hi, baby girl. Well, anyways, this was a fun excursion. I'm excited to explore more of TikTok. I do think that it probably is more aesthetics than anything else. You know, I have books that try to teach you how to write, and obviously those take hours upon hours to read through. So trying to get like writing tips and hacks from TikTok is probably, there's no possible way in 60 seconds it can convey the same amount of information. So it's just not a fair comparison point, but I definitely love the aesthetic part of it. I like the moodiness of it. I like the quick tips that some of those like extra or different words you could use help with. I think if you were to save those and just like reference it back, it would be a lot quicker potentially. It's more fun. Would you get sucked into the TikTok rabbit hole? Probably, so that might be a reason not to do it. But as this is my first foray into TikTok, I would actually love to know if y'all use TikTok for writing, if you follow anyone there who gives writing advice, has really cool writing aesthetics, has, you know, shares fun parts of their story. How do you think it differs specifically for writing compared to other social media or platforms? But also just like, what other things do you follow? I'm excited for all of the cooking content that I'm about to be consuming. I'm excited for like the fun Vine-ish kind of humor again. And I'm just excited to see more art and more time lapses of the art. Like it's such a cool way to share stuff. Yeah, this is so cool. I know this was a different kind of whatever video, but that is what I was in the mood for. Here's to spicy water getting me through this water boil. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you especially to some of my new patrons this month. Emily, Nicole Buys, Alyssa Aaron Wrights, Stevie Garden, Leanne Fox, Andre, and Brandy Appleby, and I will see you all very soon in a video. Oh, maybe a TikTok. Honestly, you know what? Am I moody or aesthetic enough for it? I don't know, I'm gonna try. Okay, bye.
Protecting myself from copyright claims. Do, 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 do.